I'm Dionne and welcome to your practice. I'm wondering if tech neck has got you down. If you're carrying a lot of tension in this region, if you've been sitting at a desk for long periods of time, perhaps typing on a computer or hunching over somewhat, I really hope this short sequence is going to relieve some of that tension. This is an offering from me to you, and I hope that you find some space in your day to squeeze in this little bit of yoga. So let's get into it. We're going to begin with a short massage, which is inspired by the Franklin method, and I'm going to turn my back on you like the Mighty Boosh, but hopefully not in an offensive way. So we're going to start with the left shoulder. So just take a moment, find a comfortable seat or kneeling position, and just notice your shoulders in space first and foremost. So this is really useful when we arrive to really notice what is there, what have we got available to us, what is feeling resistance, what's maybe feeling a little bit short or tight, what's feeling spacious. So think about left shoulder, right shoulder. And maybe you're aware of a tighter side of the body. It's not uncommon, especially if you're at 30 years old and above, to notice a discrepancy or a difference. So without attaching anything to that, let's just see if we can open up some space. So with the left shoulder, maybe it's useful to imagine it being a sponge. Bear with me here. We're going to hunch the left shoulder up towards the left ear, and then take the right hand and grab your sponge. So anywhere around the shoulder, and we can move this around a little bit as we go. You're going to squeeze the sponge like you're trying to squeeze water out of a sponge, and then release it. Let the shoulder go down. Okay, so just repeat that. Lift the left shoulder up, squeeze your sponge, squeeze all the water out, and then release. So you can use your own kind of pressure here, as strong or as soft as you like. Take a couple more on your own. So lifting, squeezing, releasing. And then take a moment, check in, left shoulder, right shoulder. Maybe there's a difference, maybe not. I hope there's a difference, and I hope the left shoulder feels a little bit more spacious. So let's do the other side. So scrunch the right shoulder up towards your ear, grab your sponge, give it a squeeze, and then release. Okay, so lifting shoulder up. You choose where to grab, so it might be a little bit further down. Squeeze, 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 and then release. I can already feel a difference. This is my tighter side, don't know about you. Just take a couple more on your own. And the great thing with this one is you can do it anywhere at all. The end of that last cycle, just give yourself a check-in. Hopefully your shoulder's feeling a little bit more even. And then from here, you're going to interlace your fingers behind your head. And then just notice when you do this, if your floating ribs stick out. If they do, support yourself by just tucking them in, also opening up through the low back. And then broaden the elbows super wide. Lift the chest, take a deep inhale, maybe even lift the chin, press the head into the palms. Then as you exhale, bend the elbows to point forward, draw the chin towards your chest, and then send the space behind your heart towards the wall behind you. Okay, so you're just going to repeat that movement, lifting up, opening the shoulders, the elbows, press the head into the hands, maybe even lift the chin. It's kind of like cat and cow. And then the opposite, rolling in. Nice, take another couple more cycles of this movement, slowing it down. Often when there's tension in the neck, it can be useful not to necessarily focus too much on the neck, but instead to think about the interconnectivity of the body. So hopefully using other parts of the body to open up space, hopefully to soften tension. Nice. And at the end of your final round, lift back up, release the hands, have a little check-in. Hope that feels good. Come on to hands and knees when you're ready. Brief down dog. Lift on up. So like a little reset. See how the down dog feels. Not staying here too long. I'm going to bring the knees back to the floor. And then same movement of the spine. So arching and rounding through cat and cow, with the optional extra to add in a little R&B grind. So maybe taking the ribs side to side, maybe wagging your tail a little bit, perhaps bending the elbows, maybe letting the head completely relax, perhaps looking over one shoulder, then the other. Just notice what's going on, if there's any tightness, any tension. You might hang out in any sticky parts and just breathe into that. Just try and let the movement feel good. Nice. And then from here, back to hands and knees. Step the right foot forward. You can always add some padding under the left knee and fold your mat over if you need to. Then press yourself up from here. Nice, so you're going to reach the arms back behind you, turn the palms to face away from you, and then take your right hand just to grab your left upper arm if possible. If it's not, you could always use a strap, just put the strap around the left arm and hold on to it, all good. And you're going to turn your left palm to face forward and bend the elbow like you're offering a platter of baklava to a guest or something. I don't know what that was. So from here, as you offer the platter, imagine you really want them to take one of your special snacks because they're so delicious. Nice. And as you do that, hopefully you can feel on that right shoulder that there's some opening. Right shoulder rolls back, gets a bit of space. If you've got space in your hips, you might deepen the bend in that right knee. So getting closer with your special snacks. And then gently release that. Come back either via hands and knees or down dog, depending on how you feel. If it's feeling a bit too tense to take down dog, you're not looking to strengthen, don't worry about it. Just come onto hands and knees and swap sides. Left foot comes forward. Rise on up, low lunge. So it's nice to open up the hip flexors as well. If you've been sitting at a desk, reach the arms back behind you, palms face away, and then just slide that left hand into your DMs. That's awful. Obsessed with memes. Left hand grabs around the upper right arm, and then flip the right hand to face forward. Right palm faces forward. Bend the elbow, reach the fingertips forward. You can probably see my left shoulder rolls back just a tiny amount. It doesn't have to be movement though, so don't force it. Try and go with the flow. Offer the baklava. Maybe deepen the bend in that left knee. So getting a deeper stretch on the front of that right hip. Making sure that you're breathing. And gently release, either back via down dog or hands and knees, your choice. Feel free to take a little wiggle around. Before we amp things up a little bit, step the right foot forward. This time lift up the back knee and ground the back heel. So feet aren't in one line, feet are separate like you're standing on a train track. Really spread the toes. Warrior one, come on up, hands to hips. Sassy. Then take the hands to the front of the hips, draw the hips up so you're lengthening out through the low back. Front knee bends. Okay. Don't worry about the hips having to face the front. Totally fine for them to turn a bit to the left side of the room. But from here, you're going to reach the arms back behind you again, and this time interlace fingers. If that's too much, just take a strap between your hands. So from here, press the knuckles down and then roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, deep inhale. As you exhale, start to reach forward, rest on that front thigh, reach the palms up, tuck the chin. This is plenty to keep reaching the knuckles up, relax the head. Those of you who feel you've got more space, slide your upper body to the left and then just gently slide down the inside of your right thigh, so crown of the head reaching towards the floor. Suck your right bum cheek towards the center of the mat. So take your right bum cheek more towards the left. Lovely, lovely. Release the hands down to the floor, lift the chest, turn the back toes to face forward, and then either back via down dog or just to hands and knees. So not here for too long. Other side, left foot forward, ground the right heel. Set up for warrior one, other side. So coming up, hands to hips. Reach round for the little bones on the front of the hips and draw them up. So you're kind of gently stroking your low belly. Give it some love. Then reach the hands back behind you, interlace fingers. Try and take the other interlace. So notice your habitual gripping and try and play with it a little. Humour yourself. Press the knuckles down, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, deep inhale. And as you exhale, gliding forward, rest on that front thigh. Knuckles reach up, let the head go. Feel welcome to stay here or take the upper body to the right. Keep sliding down the inside of that left inner thigh. And then think about your left bum cheek. Suck it in to the center. Stay with your breath. Lovely. And gently release, hands to the floor. Down dog or hands and knees, up to you. Spreading fingers and toes, hopefully feeling some recirculation here. All right, now let's add a twist. So right foot forward once again. And let's bring the back knee to the floor. Press on up to a low lunge. And then from here, bring the palms together at the chest. Left elbow crosses to the outside of the right knee for a twist. So you're using that left elbow and knee to press against each other in order to initiate the twist. Doesn't have to be a massive twist here. And if you're feeling like you want a little bit more of a dynamic practice, back toes tucked, lift up the back knee, see how that feels. Some of you might have more space to bring that left hand down to the floor, right arm reaching up into the air. If it's causing more tension for your shoulders, just back it up, bring the palms together, hug that right hip in, squeeze the blueberry between your inner thighs. I like to gaze down, gives my neck more room. Then unravel from that, hands and knees or down dog, take a breath. Ooh, other side, left foot steps forward, back knee to the floor. Set up in your low lunge, palms together this time. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. And then really try to create tension just between your right elbow and outer left knee. So chest is turning to the left. Maybe you stay here, maybe you lift up the back knee. Either way, stay with the breath. It's difficult to breathe in twists and talk in twists, so just do what you can. Those of you who have space, right hand can come to the floor. You might open up. Squeeze your blueberry. Gaze up or gaze down, or somewhere in between. And then gently unravel from that, hands to the floor. Down dog or hands and knees. Feeling a bit more movement, hopefully, in the upper body. Gently bring the knees down to the floor. Then from here, hips stay over knees. You can keep the toes tucked or not. You're just going to walk the hands forward. So it's puppy pose, puppy power. So chest sinks towards the ground. And maybe you're kind of hovering in space. Try and keep the low ribs tucked in. Some of you, though, might feel it's quite comfortable to come resting the chest, maybe the chin or the forehead towards the ground. Quite a deep opening for the mid-spine, upper back. Lovely. Lovely. Then from here, slowly come back up into child's pose. So knees can be as wide as you like, big toes touch. Come and rest your forehead on the floor. Sweep the arms out by your sides. And then turn the palms to face up. Let the shoulders roll forward. Soften the belly. Relax the muscles on your face. And then when you're ready, press hands into the floor. Push yourself up. And just as you started, give yourself a little check-in. Just notice how your shoulders feel. Notice how your neck feels. And then just notice the position of your chin in space. See if you can draw the chin in and lengthen the base of the crown up. It's the last offering of space. Bring the palms together at your chest, chin to chest. Give yourself a bow. And I hope you can squeeze these into your day. Really hope that there's some more space for you and that there's less tech neck. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Have an amazing day. Bye.